And I think we're good. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my lunch hour. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded last, but no worries, here I am. Just been kind of busy, just living life. So yeah, what's new? I recently changed up my meal preps. I was doing turkey, black beans, and broccoli, but I decided to experiment and make my own Mediterranean salad. It's got spinach, tomatoes, cucumber, red onion, and feta cheese, which is my favorite. I love cheese in general, but feta is my top cheese. And I've got some hummus in here and half a pita bread. So yeah, I'm just experimenting and trying to see if I feel better, eating this than I did with the turkey and all that. So good. I kind of also wanted to hop on here because I just finished watching part 2 of Selena The Series on Netflix. And I want to talk about it because I feel like a lot of people, it's gotten a lot of mixed reviews. And if you haven't seen it yet, spoiler alert, save this video for later, come back and go in the comments and tell me what you think. But as a whole, I enjoyed it. I know a lot of people were giving it, flack for, first of all, the casting choices. People were upset. The costumes, which I understand, the wigs were a little bit iffy on the first season. Another big problem that people had with it was that they were still claiming that the family's just banking on her, even though Selena's been gone for so many years, which I get. Also, the way allegedly and by some amount of facts that the family has treated Chris over these years. No bueno. With all that being said, I was still really curious about it because this is going to be a new take and I really wanted to see, are they going to mess it up or they're going to try to steer a different narrative? I don't know. So I decided to give it a chance. And it grew on me, especially the second season. I felt there was so much more fluidity to the story, the acting, the music. It did feel like the second part moved too quickly, but I guess that's just the way it is. One of my biggest hesitations with this series was the choice for Chris as a cast member. I was like, bro, especially because of his wig. I was like, this is like a little too much. His name is Jesse Posey, and yeah, he definitely grew on me for Chris, especially in the second season. And I've met Chris before, a few years ago, so I was just like, they better get that right. Even though he wasn't really included in the production or even consulted, as far as I know, for this series, I was just worried about that. But I think that Christian Serrantos, she did a really good job portraying Selena. I want to say I prefer her over J-Lo. There's just something about her. And I meant to bring my To Selena with Love book today, but I totally forgot because as soon as I finished the series, I want to go read Chris's book again. Man, when you read that, it's like I could hear his voice the first time I read it, line by line. I was like, got me right in my heartstrings. Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about was Yolanda, because a lot of people commented, oh, they made her so creepy, and it was just weird. And it's the part we're all dreading, right? It's like, oh, we have to see this lady and we have to endure this. But it was interesting because, this is a major spoiler, there's a part where they introduce her character and they show her room, and she does have like posters and pictures of the family and Selena all over the place, kind of like a shrine. And that was rumored when I would do these deep dives of Selena and all her story, is that Yolanda was allegedly a lesbian. She was obsessed with her and she had a shrine. And I don't know if that's ever been proven that she had all those things in her house or her apartment. But I thought it was interesting that they would include that. Another thing that was nice about the series is that you get to have a lot more background info about the family and about their journey to becoming big musicians that you couldn't get in a movie. There's just too much going on. There was at times, I feel, a little bit of the storyline was weighed more heavily on Abraham and AB. And even at one point in the second season, I think it's when she's starting her boutique or wanting to, my first impression of one of the scenes, I can't remember exactly when, was that, are they going to steer this story to be like, well, if she only listened to Abraham, this thing wouldn't have happened? I had that thought for like a split second, and then I forgot about it. But there wasn't too much of that. I guess it was just over as a whole how the family developed, how AB started to produce more and go on his own journey. Another part that people were bringing up was when Selena was recording No Me Queda Más, sorry. Ricky, their keyboard player, he was just in tears. I had no idea he wrote that song, and he apparently wrote it for Suzette because he was in love with her, and she ended up not dating him and not even marrying him. So when Selena's seeing it and Suzette walks into the studio and then she leaves, it just breaks his heart. And I was like, the emotion. I was like, no, pobrecito. I wanted to give him a hug. And I just thought that was so interesting, and it was cute. I'm glad they did that. I don't really have any strong opinions one way or another if the family is really as malicious as people say they are to Chris, or always cashing in on her. I don't think the series changed anything for me in that regard. And we all have an outsider's perspective of how things, or I think things are. So, if they wanted to tell a story that was more in depth, to give more background and show different aspects of her life, then good for them. And yeah, I watched it, as I'm still going to support the Selena franchise, I guess, the Selena name. I mean, it doesn't really affect me that much. Another part that I appreciated was that they showed a lot of the relationship development between her and Chris. Their struggles as a young married couple, and her wanting to branch out and him wanting to do his thing. And that's what reminded me of his book also, and that's what made me want to go back and reread it. This is super good and it's refreshing. If y'all are interested, I mean, it was a super simple thing I looked up by myself, but if you really want it, from my words, I can totally put it in the description, or you guys can DM me on Instagram and ask me about my meal preps, what I've been on. I had a document that I tracked what I was doing when I first started to lose weight. I was on tuna for a while, and then I went to the turkey and then sweet potatoes, and now I'm doing this. But yeah, going back to Selena. I recommend it if you guys want to have an open mind and watching it. I know there's some people that are hardcore, no, they do Chris dirty, they didn't consult him, the family's greedy, all that stuff, which is fine, valid, whatever. But as a fan that didn't have a super critical eye, I enjoyed it. And I think a lot of people will if they give it a chance. There's some songs that I completely forgot about that I started jamming again because of the show. I really wish I could have met her. I was about almost 3 or already turned 3 when she passed away. So I didn't get to really embrace her and know about her until I started being more, cognitive and understanding of who people were in the music when I was a little bit older. I've been to Corpus a couple times. I've been to her grave. I've been to her memorial that's by the ocean. I want to say my family and I did go to the Selena Museum a really long time ago. I've never met any of her family. I think there was one festival, I don't know if it was in Westlaco or Alamo, that the Cumbia Kings were there. I have a very vague memory of that. I don't know if I actually saw them. But I did meet Chris. He's super sweet, super humble, a little shy. It was at this bar and they were having a meet and greet, and he's friends with some of the local DJs and people here in the area. They were just gonna have a meet and greet and you could bring your book to get signed. I was there by myself and I was just like, I'm ready, I'm waiting. I was waiting at the bar and I happened to know the manager of the restaurant, the bar. He's like, I can get you in right now if you want to go see him. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went, and I would try not to be awkward. I can kind of be a little starstruck and dumb because I get clammed up or I get too excited. But I try to be cool. So I went to say hi and I said hello. I gave him the book to sign. I said, thank you so much for doing this. And I said something along the lines of him and Selena were really big inspirations for me. And I grew up very shy and now I'm on stage now. I sing in front of people. And he said something along the lines of she would have loved to have heard that, I took a picture with him. He was super nice, super, super cute. And I really appreciated that about him. I think he's gone through a lot, to lose his partner and then to endure, all the media and the family. And that was a great night. After that happened, they were having some kind of interview and a show with another band. I got on stage and sang Zombie. it was just a spur of the moment thing. That was at the height of me going out all the time and working karaoke nights and managing bands and stuff. So yeah, it was a thing. I'm really happy for that experience. Oh, I just remembered it was because he was Chris was in town because he was also, I think he was playing a show at Cine El Rey that weekend or whatever, and this was just to promote it beforehand or whatever. I didn't go to that. Maybe next time I can, whenever they come back. I know he's got several projects in the works because I follow him on Instagram. Those are my thoughts about the Selena series. Just let me know what you think in the comments if you want to discuss it. I know I want to discuss it. I want to hear other people's thoughts. Other than that, I haven't been watching anything else. I tend to finish things a little too quickly, especially if the series only has 8, 9, 10 episodes. I'm just boom, boom, boom. I can watch shows nobody's business. Recently finished To the Lake, which is a Russian show. It's super interesting, and I totally recommend you watch the sub version. I hate dubs because dubs, this doesn't come out right. I don't like the voices. So anyways, watch it in the original language with subtitles. It's about a pandemic, and eerily, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it came out around the time that COVID was hitting. So that was freaky, but it's super good, and I'm already like anxious for the next season. I want to start watching Dark, which I think is a German show. So yeah, if I'm not slowly venturing out to go hang out with friends, I'm more than likely watching a show. So, but I guess that's it for me. So I'll see you guys next time, and peace out.